Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great day. Happy Tuesday. We have some cool stuff going on. We'll talk about today's aspects and tomorrow's aspects, and also Pete Davidson, whose birthday is today, and what is her name? Her name is Victoria Pedretti, who's on You, who I want to get together. I am playing matchmaker here. I want Pete Davidson and Victoria Pedretti to get together. That is my feeling. It's my conclusion, my big thing for today. I think that these two should come together and fall in love and make babies. That's how I feel. And I'll tell you all about it. But first, let's look at today's aspects. Hi, SC. Thank you for joining me today. So yeah, we have some cool stuff going on. It is the waxing moon cycle, of course. Good morning, Lit Bomb. Good morning, April. Good morning, Mom E. Oh, you're listening on the road. Hi, Laura Pills. Good morning, Grandma. So, yeah, please mount the like button. We like mounting things. We're really into mounting things. It's very scorpionic. But yeah, we are in the waxing moon cycle. So it's that period from the new moon to the full moon. And the full moon we have on Friday. So we're attracting new things into our lives this week still. And today is Mars's day, which makes it a really big get shit. Oh, I don't even have my microphone here. Sorry. Yeah, we have Aries moon, so that's a really big get shit done day. But we also have it being Mars's day, so you can get a lot of stuff done today. The moon will be in Aries all day long until 9:17 p.m. tonight, which is super exciting. So the Aries moon is really good for self-assertion, starting fresh, exercise, using big bursts of energy, because that's how Aries gets shit done, in big bursts. And it's all about having fun and passion, being playful, and also bold and brave. Good morning. Good morning, Raquel. The weather in LA. Let me tell you about the weather in LA. Okay, so the weather in LA today, just so you know, it's schizophrenic lately. It's so strange. In LA, I have to often put my AC on during the day and my heat on at night. I mean, there are much worse crosses to bear. So earlier this week, we had 90-degree weather in November, which I'm a fall guy. I like the fall, so it's kind of pissing me off, to be honest. But today, we're actually dealing with true blue fall weather for LA anyway. The high will be 66. The low will be 54. Right now, it's a wonderful 57 degrees, and it's nice and hazy for a change. I like sunshine, but sometimes I like the haze. So it's a wonderful Aries moon today, guys, with it being Mars's day. And it's a day to really get a lot of stuff done and to also start fresh. Oh, thank you. I miss New York. Some days. Let's see here. So 46 degrees and sunny in NYC, low of 37 tonight. That sounds about right for New York. Yeah, well, give New York a big hug and a kiss for me. Also today, what's really cool is the sun will sextile Pluto. So this is a rather scorpionic transit. It'll increase our need to succeed. Scorpios are very ambitious, even more ambitious than Capricorn, I find, because Capricorns are so cautious, but Scorpio will die for what they want. Capricorns are much more risk averse. Obsessive and compulsive tendencies can be harnessed for difficult tasks today. And also, this transit will deepen our interest in solving mysteries, learning about the occult, and studying psychology, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so today is a great day to get to the bottom of things, and find out what's up. Um, Additionally, we'll talk about tomorrow's transits at the end of this video, but I wanted to talk to you also about Pete and Victoria. So I want Pete and Victoria to start dating, and I want them to fall in love, and I want them to make babies. That's my idea for today. I mean, don't you think that they would make a gorgeous couple? I think they're so good looking together. And their astrology matches. It's pretty cool. It's Pete Davidson's birthday. Typically with Scorpios, they're so polarizing. Like Pete, who's obviously a Scorpio, people like either really like him or really don't. I just find that pretty fascinating in terms of him. It's a very really Scorpionic thing. Scorpios are very polarizing, so people are rarely ambivalent about different Scorpios. Like Hillary Clinton is my favorite example. People are very rarely ambivalent about Hillary Clinton. They either love her or they hate her and want her in jail. And the same thing with Pete. I find what celebrity couple would be a nuclear disaster? I mean, so many, right? But Pete is a fascinating character. I wanted to look at his chart in honor of his birthday. Happy birthday, Pete Davidson. I just find him hysterical and just so enjoyable, and very much a sympathetic character in a lot of respects. So, in looking at his chart, it's no surprise to me that he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whopping planets in Scorpio. Grandma wants Hillary in jail. Well, you're not the only one. A lot of people do. Lock her up, as some might say. Yeah, this guy has 5 whopping planets in Capricorn. My niece is a Scorpio, and I love it, but I want to smack her. She drinks Mountain Dew, eats Taco Bell, smokes pot, but is too smart to get vaxxed because we don't know what's in it. Oh, I see. So she's like, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Well, Scorpios have their opinions about things. But this guy is so Scorpio, right? Because not only is he have 5 planets in Scorpio, a stellium, and we don't know his time of birth, just an FYI. This is just, unfortunately, we don't know. But so forget the rising sign, the moon sign, we're not really sure about. Could be Capricorn, could be Sagittarius. But it looks most likely to be in Capricorn. In any case, not only does he have a stellium in Scorpio, 5 planets, his sun is conjunct Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio. Pluto is at 25, and the sun is at 24. So this makes him like super Scorpio. Sun conjunct Pluto creates a very, very deep, intense person, and it really emphasizes the Scorpionic aspects. Most Scorpios have dealt with death. Either they were born during a time when somebody died, maybe the person died when they were in the womb or shortly after birth, or maybe the death happens later on in life. Pete, unfortunately, his dad, who was a firefighter in 9/11, he died, and Pete was very young at the time, and that makes a lot of sense because the sun in astrology pertains to the father. And not only is the sun in Scorpio, but it's conjunct Pluto. So we're talking about transformation at the very least in regard to the father. Otherwise, that sun conjunct Pluto makes you really very, very psychic. Very, 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 very psychic and very much able to read people. And there are a few other things that are really interesting. He does have Neptune and Uranus conjunct in Capricorn, and that aspect was from 1988 to 94, and that really just makes somebody very, very imaginative, and he obviously is. Other stuff that's really interesting about his chart, just a cursory look, his sun at 24 degrees Scorpio makes a square with Saturn, which is not easy. So this is tests and challenges, difficulty with self-esteem in a lot of respects, early challenges, which makes a lot of sense because, like we said, his dad passed. Really hard lessons early on in life. And meanwhile, his Mars at 5 degrees Sagittarius makes a square with Chiron at 8 degrees Virgo. So that is really interesting because he's a Scorpio, so he's a fighter. But what's interesting about Pete, like I've seen him MC fights. Oh, I don't know if it froze. I don't know. People might be just quiet. So yeah, Mars conjunct Chiron makes it difficult to sometimes assert yourself because Chiron is about woundedness and Mars is about self-assertion. So with this square, it's a little bit difficult. Again, difficulty in terms of getting what we want when the sun when the sun, what is it? Oh, when Mars squares Chiron. Isn't it an interesting chart? It really is. We don't know his moon sign, but I think it may be Capricorn. If he was born, like, say, 10 a.m., it would be in Sagittarius. But I think that he has a Capricorn moon. Yeah, he's a really interesting fellow. Fascinating. Very lopsided. Yeah, it definitely focuses his energy. But he is he was born in 93 minus, he's 28 years old. How much has this guy accomplished at 28 years old? Like, say whatever you want, but he's pre-Saturn return. He's been on SNL. He's been in movies. His dating life is been all over the news. I guess now I don't even want to mention who he's dating now. Actually, I'm not going to give that any power. But yeah, that's okay, Grandma. I'm glad you're having tea. I'm making tea bag. Oh, you're making a tea bag holder. Okay, that's very cool. What kind of tea? I'm curious about what kind of tea. So this is Pete Davidson's chart. I really like Pete Davidson. And then I also love this girl. I don't know if you guys seen Netflix's You. It's about this guy who becomes obsessive with the women he falls in love with. And, what is his name? Penn Bagley is his name, is the star of the show. And he's Scorpio in real life. And the show is very scorpionic. So that's one of the reasons why I bring up You, the show You on Netflix, because it is so scorpionic. So if you are looking for very scorpionic, dark, brooding, humorous, in a dark way, black comedy, I would definitely check out You on Netflix. And this girl is absolutely amazing. Victoria Pedretti. And again, maybe you'll agree with me. I think that she and Pete need to get together. This needs to happen. So Victoria is an Aries sun at 2 degrees. And again, what's interesting is both Victoria and Pete seem to have Capricorn moons. I mean, again, we don't know the time of birth for Victoria either, unfortunately, but at 12 p.m., both of their moons look to be in Capricorn. So it's either Capricorn or Sagittarius. I also think Victoria Pedretti has her moon in Capricorn, if I were to take a guess. And that sun at 2 degrees Aries obviously squares that moon in Capricorn. But again, squares get shit done. If you notice her character, she's very tough, but she's also it's almost like the grinding of the gears, and that really makes sense with this square. Saturn over here as well in her chart is conjunct Mercury, and it's in Pisces. So Saturn is the planet of restriction, discipline, and responsibility, and Mercury is the planet of communication. So when these two are conjunct, there's a certain intellectual discipline. And there's actually, because Mercury rules communication and Saturn is restriction, there's a very strong self-censoring tendency. In Pisces, it's really difficult because there's a hypersensitivity, right? So you're feeling things, but then you need to express those things, but then you feel the need to hold back. So there's a self-censoring tendency there. So it's great that she's an actress. With this aspect too, with Saturn conjunct Mercury, there is sometimes a lack of self-confidence. It can lead to depression. And there's a need for feedback, I think, especially in Pisces. Like, okay, is this right? Am I doing this okay? Type thing. What's also interesting about her chart, especially in light of her claim to fame, the sun at 2 degrees Aries makes a beautiful trine to Pluto at 0 degrees Sagittarius. So this makes somebody really drawn to the more scorpionic, Plutonian, darker aspects of human nature. And that really makes a lot of sense considering the show that she's on with the show. It's very, very dark, but it's also really just very interesting, especially about society nowadays. It's just brilliant. Such a good show. She also, in addition to Pete Davidson, has Uranus conjunct Neptune in Capricorn, which again was from 1988 to 94. And this makes her imagination run wild, and it just makes her a really, really good little actress. She's just great. So yeah, I think that Pete and Victoria should get together. Tell me what you think. Don't you think that they would look just gorgeous together? I would be so happy. That would be my wish for today, which is not bad. While we're at it, folks, please mount the like button and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And let's look at what's going on today in the heavens, because we want to make the most of this day. So, as we said, the sun is conjunct Pluto today. When we look at this, as well as the Scorpio moon, the Aries moon that we have and the Scorpio sun that we have, it's a matter of definitely utilizing those compulsive and obsessive tendencies as much as possible. So if you're a little OCD, that could really work well for you today. Really work well for you. Tomorrow is really interesting because, of course, tonight, remember at, 9:17 p.m. EST, we leave the Aries moon and we enter Taurus. So essentially, we start shit under the Aries moon and we finish shit when the moon enters Taurus. Or we start something under the Aries moon and then we nurture it and love it and care for it and make sure we guide its progress when the moon is in Taurus, because Taurus is an earth sign. Waxing moon, of course, tomorrow as well. And Wednesday is Mercury's day. So it's the planet of communication. So the most important person you're going to communicate with ever is yourself. And because it's a Taurus moon, it's very much about values. Taurus rules values. And when you live a value-oriented lifestyle, you feel really, really great and you're healthy and happy and strong. So keep that in mind. Because the sun is in Scorpio, we're going through a transformation collectively. So we're dying, even if it's just a little bit, we're dying, becoming somebody new. So this is a transformative time for all of us. So what does that mean? That means that our values may be changing. So it might be a really good idea this week to really look at what your up-to-date values are. Like, what is it that you care about most? What's most important to you? Because that's going to help you make decisions, especially when the moon enters Gemini, which will be this weekend, because Gemini is about choice. So you decide who you want to be under the Aries moon. It's about self-assertion. That's today until 9:17 p.m. EST. And then during Taurus time, we think of our values. And then under Gemini moon this weekend, we make choices based upon our values. But for tomorrow, the Taurus moon is going to be in effect, grounding us. And Taurus words and phrases include stability, security, sensuality, possessions, money, music. They love music, loyal, stubborn, practical, status quo, steadfast, and solid. Also tomorrow, be sure nobody steps on your blue suede shoes, or I don't have to tell you to actually make sure nobody steps on them. I think you're going to be very much aware of anybody going near your blue suede shoes. This aspect is great for doing something different, to experience this exciting, sparky, unpredictable energy in the air. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for fun, you will be able to find it. But if you're looking for trouble, you'll be able to find it too with this aspect tomorrow, Wednesday. Tact and strategy will save the day as opposed to lashing out or reacting to provocation. So keep that in mind. Freedom from restriction is important with this aspect tomorrow. So do something that allows you to express yourself in a safe and productive way. So that's really quite an interesting aspect for tomorrow. But also softening that, tomorrow we have Mercury, the planet of communication, making a harmonious trine with Neptune, which is otherworldliness, imagination, romance, spirituality, going beyond this world and into another. So creativity, imagination, and spirituality is stimulated with this aspect, helping us to envision an ideal future or feeling. So when we hit the full moon that we have on Friday, it's all about seeing manifestations of your intentions, right? So under the new moon that we had in Scorpio in early November, you make you make a list, or you have an idea of what you want to manifest, the new things that you want to bring in your life. And the full moon, it's going to be a lunar eclipse that we have on Friday, you're going to see evidence, or the first start of your manifestations. But what you might want to do is look at your emotions as a manifestation. So say you were looking to be happier in your relationship, and you put that intention out there. So Friday comes, it's the full moon. Instead of looking or keeping score, it's more a matter of determining how it is that you feel. Do you feel better about your relationship? Same thing with anything that you want. If you can conjure up the feeling, then that is the manifestation. And that's a good way of really working with the full moon and the new moon, because anything that you want, it takes place in the psyche first. So you experience it in your subconscious, and then it manifests. So just keep that in mind. And you have complete control over it, which is great. Otherwise, this is a great transit for working on anything involving harmonies. It's great for listening to music. It's also great for poetry, music, dance, anything that allows you to work on harmonies or enjoy harmony. It's not a great time for reading the fine print. So if you have to sign a contract, just check and double check. Studying, not as easy. Detailed mental work is a little bit more challenging under this aspect. So be sure to apply some extra energy and focus, and check your work if you're having to do anything. So yeah, that's what's going on for tomorrow, folks. In the meantime, I hope you guys enjoy your Aries moon. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel, of course. And if you're looking for a psychic astrology reading, you know where to find me. So yeah, that's about it for me. I'd love to hear what you guys think about my idea of getting Pete and Victoria together. I think this needs to happen. And any other comments you have, I'd love to hear them in the comments. I hope you guys have a really, really great day. Oh, okay. So you're making lemon ginger. Oh, wow. Grandma, Weed at this hour? Good for you. I think that's great. Hey, whatever works, right? People call it medicine nowadays. So hey, enjoy. Enjoy. Oh, okay. Only when I'm in legal states. Okay. I'm glad you put that up there so we don't have, the po coming for you. I don't think they'd care. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for joining me in the live, and thanks for watching this afterwards. I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.